So today we're going to be talking about African Rising, but before we start, do you mind introducing yourself and who you are in the organization?
Hello, I'm Grace Atuhaire. I'm Ugandan and social justice activist. I am a member of African Rising movement.
What is Africans Rising?
In simple terms, it's pretty much a movement of movements. We've all come together because of the gap around shrinking political spaces on the continent. We felt the need to galvanize around the continent, but also people in the diaspora, to be able to make sure that nothing happens for Africa or about Africa without us, and without us at the center, really, of the gains, but also the solutions.
You've already explained why it was founded, but do you mind going more into details about what problems it exists to solve?
It's clustered around the social justice, and we're looking at, of course, responding to the shrinking political space in our countries, and responding to like human rights activists and human rights defenders, the reality and the challenges they go through, to be able to also create a platform where they can learn and share ideas and best mobilize with each other. Also looking at issues of like gender, many gender gaps that are existing on the continent, and movements that are galvanizing around that, and the need to harmonize and be able to be in touch and reinforce our actions.
Right.
And you're also looking at issues of like climate change. I think climate change like really has huge impact on our communities, especially issues of like loss and damage, and the need to be able to anchor our voices as a collective in that, but also respond to the eminent needs in our communities that have come up because of industrialization. Definitely. So it's how do we work together as we are supporting our communities. And of course, the issue of the need for ethical governance, which pretty much feeds into the shrinking political space, but also recreating the systems of government that we want, that are centered on our people, that are centered on the rural. These are things that were really eminent for us to be able to galvanize our efforts together. All across the 55 African countries, we have members, and members are involved in different actions, from ethical governance, gender issues, climate change issues, advocating for access to health. As a movement of movements, then you're just facilitating a lot of exchanges, a lot of capacity building that needs to be done, and also as a young movement, you're just also learning as you go. The struggle of course, resource mobilization and creating much more nuances with the diaspora.
So the last question is, how can other Pan-Africanists be part of Africans Rising in order for them to contribute, obviously, to the impact that Africans Rising is having on society?
Thank you for that. So if somebody is interested, whether it's an individual or connected to a movement or an organization, just go to our website at Africans Rising, and there's a form of membership. Just fill it up, and the team collaborates. Please, I encourage everybody to just join us and be part of this conversations to push forward our continent to where we want it to be, really.